everyone, it's me, Ash, here to talk to you today about lies and deceit. Yes, your favourite redhead is a product of a healthy box of hair dye. I'm very sorry to break it to you. But less of Adam Wilborn, let's get on to the lies and deceit of movie trailers instead. The very purpose of a movie trailer is to get big old butts into little cinema seats. And while there's an inherent art form to the manipulation it takes to actually do that, it is no secret that some movie studios go above and beyond to trick audiences for commercial gain. And in some cases, straight up lie about a troubled project. You might think you have these upcoming movies pegged, but by digging a little deeper into what the images really mean, it's possible to figure out what could be really going on. Get your sleuthing hats on as we're getting skeptical. I am the stage magician, Ash from What Culture, and these are 9 upcoming movie trailers that are probably tricking you. 9. Safin is actually Dr. No. No Time to Die. The first trailer for Daniel Craig's final Bond film, No Time to Die, dropped recently and gave fans their first glimpse at Rami Malek's villain, reportedly named Safin. He seems to tick all of the usual Bond villain boxes: well-spoken, sharply dressed, facially disfigured, and having a major bone to pick with 007. But it did not take long for fans to start speculating that the market was trying to pull a fast one on all of us. The theory suggests that, just as Spectre disguised Blofeld under the alter ego Franz Oberhauser, so too is Malek's villain adopting a pseudonym to cover for the fact that he is actually a classic Bond baddie: Dr. No. There are a number of visual elements in the trailer which line up with Dr. No. Most of all, a shared detour to Jamaica, and some have suggested that Safin's hands were concealed in the trailer because, as is a classic trait of the villain, he has bionic hands after his own were cut off. While it would be pretty lazy to recycle the same trick that Spectre pulled into mixed results, it could lend an added gravity to both Malek's performance and Craig's final outing as Bond, I guess. 8. Black Mask is only handsome in Harley's mind. Birds of Prey. One of the more intriguing characters seen in the mesmerising Birds of Prey trailer is Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask, as clearly played with a certain campy glee by Ewan McGregor. But fans are more than a little miffed that McGregor is only featured in the trailer bearing his handsome mug, while the supervillain's iconic mask is nowhere to be seen. While the obvious practical answer is that Warner Brothers didn't want to keep Ewan McGregor under a mask for the entire movie, and it is possible that he only wears it in the third act, there is a compelling theory that what we're seeing is simply Harley's deluded vision of Sionis. Given the trailer shows off numerous surreal sequences where Harley disappears into her own demented imagination, it is not a huge leap to consider that this slick, suave, well-groomed Roman is a fabrication in her mind. And later in the movie, the rug will be pulled out to reveal his more terrifying masked appearance. 7. Iceman isn't really dead. Top Gun Maverick. The Maverick trailer suggests that fans should expect the knowingly slushy melodrama of the Top Gun original to make a return, perhaps best evidenced by a brief sequence where Maverick can be seen saluting at a funeral. The obvious implication here is that Maverick is most likely attending the funeral of his old pal Iceman, accentuated by Maverick's superior officer remarking that him and those like him are headed for extinction. But even for the standards of a Top Gun trailer, it all seems a bit obvious to have Maverick be the last of his kind, no? For starters, we know that Val Kilmer has filmed scenes for the movie, and wouldn't it make the sense of danger that much more palpable if a younger character died rather than one of Maverick's aged colleagues? Perhaps the funeral is for John Hamm's 3-star Vice Admiral or one of the film's many trainee characters. We can pretty much guarantee it won't be Goose's son Rooster though, because that would just be too damn cruel. 6. It's set in the Inception universe. Tenet. The first teaser trailer gave us a crisp and ambiguous series of images featuring John David Washington's protagonist, and then the official one gave us a whole load more of confusing content. Good, thank you. Most tellingly, some very bizarre words appear on the screen at one point in the teaser. Time has come for a new protagonist. Tenet's plot revolves around time travel, we assume, and the very specific, somewhat awkward wording of that statement would seem to back that up as well. Between the studios' brief synopsis for the movie, an action epic evolving from the world of international espionage, and the trailer's visual style, it is easy to believe that Tenet might in fact end up existing within the same universe as Nolan's Inception. Though some fans believe Tenet to be a straight-up Inception sequel, knowing Nolan, it is far more likely that Tenet is in fact a tangential movie in the same world. Which is very exciting. I hope that's true. 5. The Invisible Man is not her ex-boyfriend. The Invisible Man. Universal's upcoming reboot of The Invisible Man looks like a sensibly low-budget, character-driven horror flick, as scientist Cecilia Cass learns that her abusive ex-boyfriend, Adrian Griffin, has died by suicide. Soon thereafter, she finds herself pursued by the Invisible Man, believing him to be her departed ex, all while the authorities suspect she may be losing her mind. While the trailers make it pretty clear that Cecilia is not crazy, unless huge portions of the movie are straight-up fabrications, it seems that this is a misdirection to steer attention away from the real twist. It will most likely turn out that the Invisible Man is indeed real, but her troubled boyfriend is just a convenient scapegoat and the real culprit is someone else entirely. Having the Invisible Man actually just be Adrian is too obvious a route for writer-director Leigh Whannell to go, especially given his familiarity with horror tropes and how brilliantly he subverted them in the original Saw. 4. Ian and Barley fail to resurrect their father. Onward. Pixar's new film Onward looks like another hilarious yet devastating treat from the studio, as elf brothers Ian and Barley Lightfoot race against time to find a way to complete a spell to resurrect their late father, who at present is just a walking pair of legs. With the whole thing being quite bizarre, it is easy to suspect that something else might be afoot though. Get it? A foot? Legs? Oh, I'm wasted here. Though the obvious implication from the trailer is that the kids will find a way to fully resurrect their dad by the end of the movie, with everything above his legs intact, even only for a brief reunion, it's actually highly probable that this won't happen at all. At this past summer's D23 Expo, Onward's writer-director Dan Scanlon discussed how the film was influenced by never knowing his late father. The mystery of who Scanlon's father really was became the blueprint for Onward, and so it would only be true to Scanlon's inspiration if the film ended on a similarly bittersweet and open-ended note where the brothers don't get the full reunion they so desperately desire. That sounds totally within Pixar's wheelhouse, even if the trailer is clearly trying to lead viewers into a more predictable direction. We'll see though. 3. The character design is better, but the movie still sucks. Sonic the Hedgehog. Paramount dropped the first trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog back in April, and fans were left absolutely horrified at the monstrous human-hedgehog hybrid with a shark's face full of teeth that we were offered. Nightmare fuel has never come in this shade of blue before. And so a new trailer dropped recently to fix this horrifying vision of Hell's own ruler. Instead, we now have a decidedly more source-faithful Sonic to greater applause. Except this has created a smokescreen effect of sorts, distracting fans from the fact that, despite the redesign, the core content of the movie will largely be unchanged. Everything else that seemed lame in the first trailer, namely the cringe-worthy humour, is still likely to be just that. It is certainly a clever, canny PR turnaround on Paramount's part, and is likely to boost the film's box office performance in the long run. In fact, some tinfoil hat-wearing fans have even theorised that the bad design may have been intentional in order to decisively win fans over with the redesign. Clever if true. 2. Rachel Weisz is playing the Taskmaster. Black Widow. With the release of the first trailer for Black Widow, every last frame was naturally being poured over on social media, and many immediately began to consider whether or not the trailer might have left a plot twist hiding in plain sight. The shot of comic book antagonist Taskmaster wielding a bow and arrow immediately caused some to suggest that Taskmaster would actually be revealed to be Hawkeye, who has been long rumoured to appear in the film. But if the MCU's past marketing has made anything clear, it's that they love pulling a fast one on their fans. After all, isn't it just way too obvious to show Taskmaster using the weapon best associated with Natasha's pal? In fact, it is far more likely that the masked antagonist will be revealed to be Natasha's mentor. Weisz is a dab hand at playing villains, and given the frustrating lack of fleshed out female baddies in the MCU, it would certainly be fitting for a female-centric solo movie to deliver a worthwhile one. 1. It is definitely not being released in cinemas. The New Mutants. The first trailer for the final entry into Fox's X-Men franchise, The New Mutants, was released over 2 years ago, and the movie still has not come out. And while the marketing department obviously couldn't have known that countless delays would follow in the wake of planned reshoots and the Disney-Fox merger, it is rather comical that Fox is still hosting a trailer on their YouTube channel touting the movie as due in cinemas. Despite the clear truth, it is never coming out theatrically. Though Disney's last official word has the movie hitting the big screen on April 3rd, 2020, the film's PR is well poisoned enough that it is impossible to believe this will actually happen, especially with the ease at which it can, and surely will, be dumped on Disney Plus instead. And that's our list. What other trailer tricks do you think are at play? Do you agree with the ones here? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. I've been Ash, and this has been What Culture. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and come back again soon for some more lovely film content. I will keep these under control. Thanks for watching.